Greetings, ladies and gentlemen of the internet. This is the Fat Walking Knight, as always. Hold on one second. There we go. Try now. There we go. It was peaking a little bit. Still peaking. Hold on. That seems a little bit better. Okay. Hello. We're back with another episode of This World. And I've been doing a lot of like off-camera recording recently, which means you get a little bit of an edited episode. I'm gonna try going forward just to edit everything just a little bit, because I know that the videos can be long, but I still want to try and output one every single day. So some days you may get the live stream output version of what we're doing, and sometimes you just might get an edited version or a combination of the two. I really have not yet decided. So I hear an Enderman. I haven't decided yet quite what I want to do, but it has all been fun to me so far. So just want to kind of, Jesus. I kind of want to walk around real quick and just briefly kind of go over what the game plan is, you know? So, as you can see, we did a lot over there. We have this large landscape in which this is our prominent storage house. Obviously, there's no roof, there's no roof, there's no roof. There is no real buildings yet. We've just been terraforming, and that's something I have been adoring lately. So I think we're going to do like a large farm here, and we're going to have like a pathway that goes and connects to here. So probably some kind of little cottage here, and I think that would probably be a good place to move our fishermen, just so that we have a place kind of close to home. We don't really have to traverse too far, and we could set up the string duplicator over there, and it would be fine. Just put it inside the house, and we're good to go. So here we have our church. This obviously houses our creeper farm, and it's going to have a roof here and a roof here, and it's going to be kind of stylistic in choices here, and just all around good. So you can see this is the size of our island. We've carved, well, we haven't done it yet, but we've started carving out where the river's going to go through this whole thing, and we've started adding a bit of terrain here, and we'll probably make some kind of a spire over here, like leave this as flatlands, spire here, and a bridge from there to here, because I think, I don't know, why not? Should be a pretty cool. And then everything else is kind of been plotted out already. So this is where our wool farm is, where it will remain forever. As you can see, it's pretty bad. It's like 1621, you know, like it doesn't really produce a lot, right? And we don't really need it to, not yet anyway, but we are going to need a lot of this one, a lot of this one, and a lot of this and this for sure to start off. So we may go ahead and upgrade this a little bit, make one more installation of this, another 16 sheeper. I have 8 gray and 8 light gray, because we're going to need a lot of those. So I also have plotted it out right here. This is going to be one of our villager houses. I think the librarians are going to go here, because I kind of want it to be close to the church for whatever reason. Just kind of want it to. So librarians are going to go in that little one. This, where is it? This massive one right here is going to be where the iron golem farm is. We want to keep it alive, but it can't really stay there for us to continue to work. Which brings us here. We're going to do the whatchamacalls. We're probably going to do some masons here, I think. And we're going to do the moss farm underneath there. And just kind of like basic where I want to plot out all of these houses. So I think in total, let's fly back up here real quick. I think in total, there's like 9 or 10 houses that are plotted out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so there's like 11 houses plotted out, and we still have quite a bit of area to work with here. So I think I want to do like a lighthouse over there with a pathway and all of that. It's going to be a lot of terraforming, a lot of effort, but yeah, we'll make it work. And when we come back, some progress will be made. We'll kind of walk and talk about what we've done, our choices here, and we're going to take a hot second here just to admire our little tree, the first of many here, which is now a reward in my my live stream channel reward points. And I think it came out really, really good here. We used the vines as kind of like dead vines in here. We use the roots as like dead vines, and just it accents a lot. And I think like we just need to add a few more here and there, but I think it looks really, really good. So with that, we're gonna go take a minute to get some progress done here, and we'll return in just a second. End of super fast build mode. You can see in this little musical clip we have made quite a lot of progress here. We're still in the process of digging it all out. We need this channel to be wide, large, and in charge. And by doing that, we will be able to make a nice fancy bridge to cross what is going to eventually be an island. And just kind of looking at this clip here, I need to go ahead and make sure that this cliff, this whole river that we are constructing here is a lot larger, probably 2 or 3 times the width of its current size right this second. That will ensure that we can make quite a large bridge, and in doing so, things will look really good. Also, side note, there was a creeper right there, scared the bejesus out of me, but we got away with our life. So with that, we'll be back in just a moment. As you can see, we've finished cleaning up all of our various resources from digging out, you guessed it, the river. It's one of those things that takes a lot of time, a lot of resource grinding, digging, and sorting our materials into the correct chests to have any kind of chance of being successful at it. You see here in the frame, we are roughly, I don't know, 5 or 6 layers from completing it on the bottom here. That's not too shabby at all, honestly. I think we can do a lot more with that, and hate to tell you guys though, we are going to have to expand this. The more I look at it, the more it's just underwhelming and really doesn't constitute as an island if the river that separates it from land is this small. So we are going to need to expand this by at least double the width, and then I think I can feel good in calling it an actual island, which is the land that we are building on right this freaking second. So we're gonna do a little bit more digging here. We're gonna try our best to get this done in some kind of nice, clean way. And obviously we still have to texture both sides of the canyon here. We're going to have to cliff it out, and we're going to make a few land bridges, and a plethora of resources are going to go into this river here, as well as just the build in general. We are using many, many, many different blocks, and so it's very important for us to start hoarding each and every block that we collect. I'm not going to be super, super strict about that. If a block or two happens to stay on the ground, I'm not going to beat myself up about it, but we are going to do our best to collect the bulk of everything that we have, especially dirt, cobble, andesite, granite, and diorite, because I desperately will need all 5 of those ingredients, and as well as stone. So we might as well probably craft a silk touch pickaxe very, very soon here if we want any chance of actually getting all the different variants that we need. So we'll be right back in just a moment. Alright, we're back from digging out that little section of the river. Now it is time to continue with the landscape here. There is many blocks, dirt, stone, diorite, granite, and otherwise here that need to be taken out of the equation. I know it seems weird, but it's just kind of how I build. So the goal is I get rid of all the landscape that I know for sure I do not want at all. In doing that, what it helps me to do is kind of see what I do want. Do I want a low valley here? Do I want a river flowing through? Do we want to put trees? What is going to be in that actual area? Are we going to need to push the terrain back? Are we going to need to push everything forward? It's kind of what I do. I like to see a large open plain, rather, of which we can work on and transform in our own image, and then we can get the landscaping and the terraforming correct in every single way, in reference to me, obviously. But we can make things nice, neat, and tight. And that, I believe, is one of the little factors that I use in building that helps a lot. Now, I'm not calling myself a good builder by any stretch of the imagination, but I definitely have the vision, and sometimes I have the execution to make that work. But it's all very dependent on the project that we are working on. Especially, I find the more constrained, more confined I am inside the project, giving myself more and more rules, the more creative I feel like I actually have to be, which is great. So here you can see us sorting our shulker mess into all of the chests here, and that's lovely because, well, we need to stay organized. I am trying so hard not to leave chest monsters. And that is why we built this. Well, we didn't really build it yet, I guess. Why we started this storage room, though, so we could at least have some spaces for all of our things to go. That way we know exactly what block we need and where it is located inside the storage system, and that is just actually fantastic news and is way better than anything I've done in the past. So I'm trying my best just to stay on it, just to make sure that what we are doing here is entirely kosher, and it allows us to easily find things and build things on a massive scale. I've talked about this before in my videos, and if you've watched me live or on videos for any duration of time, you know that the scope of the project that we decide to do is always ever expanding. Currently, we've confined ourselves to this single island. However, it is not what it seems. It is far bigger than I could have ever thought possible already. And that is going to hurt us in the long run because I want to add a lot of detail to this. So if you're doing a massive scale build and you're adding a lot of detail to it, you have to be careful because a lot of the times the little details can get washed out very quickly. And that does not serve anyone any benefit. Just to clarify what we're doing real quick, we are using our string duplicator, which is the only way that I get emeralds in worlds, pretty much, because I think it is a relatively fair method of getting emeralds. We just trade a string for emeralds, gets us a little bit of XP until we get an actual XP farm up and running, and that helps us to not get distracted, and we can just simply spend the 10 minutes that it takes to repair our tools, and then we're good to go. Now, I will say it is a little bit inefficient here in this regard because we don't have every villager placed there. And that is for a specific reason as well, because guess what? Well, we need to move all of these villagers, which will be happening very soon. So we're going to go back into some music for a little while here, and then we will probably focus on wrapping up. Alright, as we do our last little bit of just gathering materials, smoothing out areas, and basically starting from complete and scratch. Just want to kind of show what we're going on with here. So what I usually do is I start with some kind of a line in the sand here, as it were. And you can kind of see it through the sped up footage here that we do start with that line and then we fill out the space from that line. And that just allows me to kind of keep tabs on everything, make nice rolling hills, as well as being able to terraform the area in the exact way that I want without any stipulations whatso freaking out, which is great. So we do this because I think it just adds a lot of variety, and once we have the terrain fully in place, we don't worry about the blocks or anything like that yet, but then I can kind of decide and tell, hey, a tree needs to be here, a rock needs to be here, there needs to be a little stream here, hey, this area needs to be a little bit messy. I can kind of tell all of those things very, very easily with that, and that seems to help quite a bit here. But you never really know, right? You never really freaking know. And it does take a long, long time to do all of this. I completely understand now in editing 3 total videos ever of the 1,000 that I made. I can totally tell now that the more footage you have, the easier it actually is for you to record, for you to edit, rather. Because the more footage means the more jump cuts you can do, the more you can also kind of give your viewers, okay, We're going to do an epic jump cut here, and it might take us 6 hours, but for you, we'll be done in 2 minutes here, 20 seconds or 30 seconds, you know, whatever it really is. And it's kind of an incredible, incredible thing that I took for granted for a little bit with other YouTubers and such. Granted, I know that they are using 40, 50, 60, 70 hours, sometimes even way more than that, to make a single video, because we are so driven right now on the idea that you just have to have a lot of progress in every single episode. Well, I like to still show most of the footage, so we do a lot of speed ups here, and you know, that's not the greatest thing in the world. However, it is a way for me to like record my voice while also making progress and not having to do a lot of jump cuts, which very, very beneficial in the essence of time, because, well, I just don't have a whole lot. We're able to stream a few days a week, and all the rest of the days of the week, we really are not able to stream. I get about, you know, 6 total hours, and that's about it. So, we'll be right back. Alright, so as you can see, some progress has been made. It takes a lot longer than you think it will. We still have to go down quite a few layers. We still gotta push back this, do this, and add the big thing, big structure over here somewhere. We still need to lower all of this. We need to make the pathway actually connect to the house. Lot to do, but that's part of it. I like to do the terraforming first, because it kind of like paints a picture. By doing the terraforming first, I kind of know, okay, this exact position is where I would love to have a house, or a farm, or a tree, or a boulder. Whatever it is, you name it. There is a place, a rhyme, and a reason for it, and that is just fantastic. I'm not sure how we're gonna bridge this water into here. We're gonna have to like create like a muddy shoreline or something to make it work. And I had decided that I was using diorite for the pathways, and I don't think I'll be doing that. I think I'm going to use a combination of like packed mud, coarse dirt, and I don't really want it to be pristine, right? Because they're kind of in the middle of a large and in charge forest. Like there's going to be trees all there, all over here, like surrounding this entire island. If I had to estimate, probably like I don't know, 600 or 700 trees on this island. So I don't really want it to be pristine. We're going to grunge up all of the buildings and add texture and stuff like that. This is just for the moment. It is just for how things are looking right at this second. And it kind of gives me an idea and inspiration as to how to proceed. But that should do it for me for today. We made quite a bit of progress, and hopefully we can just keep on keeping on here, because we have much more terraforming to go inside the river, all on the bank here. And once we get it all smoothed out, that's actually when the fun begins, because we start to add boulders, we start to add trees, we start to add moss, we start to add things. And we do have to figure out where the cave entrance for this large piece of land is going to be, because that will be the entrance to our moss farm. So we're going to need access to that pretty darn quick here, if you ask me. But again, thanks so much for watching, guys, and until next time, ciao.